Just setting some stuff up real quick. Hopefully that works. Hello, hello. Hi, if you're joining live, let me know that you're here. If you're watching the replay, say hey. I'm just trying to set up my phone. Okay, I think that should be good. Okay, awesome. Welcome, everyone. This is the Flow to Freedom Masterclass, how to make more while doing less. How soul-led business allowed me to create more of, well, the reason why I started a business. The freedom, the ability to be authentic and be myself, to be paid for being me, and how to actually do that and not just thinking, going about the traditional way of starting a business, thinking that that would be enough. As an empath, a spiritual person, and a full-on weirdo, the traditional way wasn't for me, and it isn't for my clients. And so I'm here to share my story and also support you in identifying the diagnosis of what is holding your business back and what needs to shift for you to step into your personal flow to freedom. So over here, you'll see me looking over here. These are my notes. I created this masterclass in a way that is broken down and really clear, so I don't end up going all over the place. So if you see me looking over here, that's why I am looking at my notes, so I can keep everything really clear and keep me focused, keep me on track. So welcome to Flow to Freedom Masterclass. Inside of this live, I'm going to be doing more than just sharing this amazing masterclass. I'm also going to be announcing the raffle winner. So everyone that signed up for this masterclass on my email list, your name automatically got put into the raffle to win a free session with me, $500 value session with me, channeling, mentorship, all the good things that I do. And then I'm also, this is unexpected as I was channeling through what I was going to be sharing today in the masterclass. My guide said it's time to share about my newest container, and I'm really excited to share it with you all. So this will be the first time that I share about my new container, this new channel baby, and I'm excited. Okay, so this masterclass. Hello everyone, if you're joining live, say hi. I see so many amazing people. Hello, I'll wave to you all now. Hello, hello, hello. So this masterclass is for the purpose-driven entrepreneur that knows that they are here to lead a bigger mission. And they know that their business is the way that they're going about doing that. It's for the empath business owner who feels like they have, up until this point in their business, shut off parts of themselves, or maybe disregarded their intuition to follow strategy or what they're seeing other people do, or compromise showing up as their full authentic self so that they can be maybe more acceptable to their audience, or more socially acceptable, or not so weird and woo, and desires to actually feel the freedom in their business to show all of themselves, to get paid for being all of who they are, and to feel confident in that and celebrated in their uniqueness. So, yeah, I kind of went into that already. Okay. And then, this kind of goes into it. It's for any business owner who feels like they've maybe lost a part of themselves, or a part of their lives in their business, and they desire to run their business in a way that doesn't feel contracting or feel like it's an energy leak or energy sucker, and instead their business feels expansive, and it feels like this really playful, fun place to share what they're inspired to, or what their soul is calling them to, or what channels through them, or what they feel really passionate about, even if it doesn't seem like it's what people want. Okay, so I want to begin this masterclass by sharing a bit of my story, because storytelling is a really powerful way to match our neural pathways for you to, and for both us together to go on a journey, for me to invite you into my story and show you my experience so that I can show you a pathway of how I got to where I am today, living the highest expression of my purpose, working with my dream clients, getting paid everything that I desired and more by sharing what channels through me and what inspires me, not what I think people want or how I think I'll make money. So my story. If you're anything like me, which you probably are if you're in my community, you're probably going to relate to the story. So yeah, if at any point I share something about my story that sounds like you or your experience or your past or what you're currently going through, let me know in the comments. I love to make all of my trainings interactive and make it feel like I'm having a conversation and not just like talking to a screen here. So communicate with me. I absolutely love to be connected with. Okay, so again, if you're anything like me, you probably started your business for a few reasons. One, for me personally, nothing else made sense. I tried everything, and I tried all the career paths that were closely related to my purpose, and I tried to like opt out of like, oh, well, I don't want to do my full thing, that's too weird. And I tried these different avenues of my careers and realized that just none of them were the full thing, and I needed to do this work, and this is why I have my business. 2, I also wanted the freedom to be myself and get paid for being me. I wanted to not feel restricted in like what I'm allowed to say or not say. I wanted to be able to show up fully in who I am. I wanted to really feel like I could be fully expressed, and in that expression really relate to people and support them in their healing journey, in their growing, in their growth and their evolution, in living out their purpose, and developing their gifts and their channeling. 3, I wanted to make money in a new way. I didn't want to get paid based on how many hours I was working. I wanted it to be an energetic experience. I wanted how I got paid to match the energetic output of what I was giving. As an empath, I give a lot, and it isn't just intangible, it's the energetic. And if you're an empath, you totally know what I mean. You know, that hour of work that you're working with somebody, it isn't just that 1 hour, it's multi-dimensional. And I wanted to run a business in a way that honored that energy exchange fully. And also, I wanted the freedom to work anywhere. I love traveling. I love rock climbing and playing outside and being with friends and seeing my family and living near the mountains. I love to be away from technology. I love to travel the world, and to have a in-person business or a typical 9-to-5 that is like in an office, that would really restrict me from living the highest expression of my purpose, which is to live the most joyous and fulfilling life imaginable. So it was important for me to move my business online and be doing this work. And lastly, the 4th reason is I wanted the creative freedom to share whatever I wanted to share without expectation of like doing that thing forever. I remember always thinking before I even knew about entrepreneurship, I'm like, I think I might need to be the person that has like many different jobs, because I get bored or I like get really inspired and I like to change things up. And as soon as I started my business, it was like, oh, of course, this is the avenue where I get to be creative, where I get to have the freedom to share what I want and create what I want and like do whatever I feel called to do and share whatever channels through me. Like I'll be sharing later in this training of the newest container that channeled through me. So of those 4 reasons, I would love to hear from you all. Do you relate to any of these? Or are any of these reasons the reason why you created your business? And if so, yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know, why did you start your business? Yeah, I was the person who had 20 plus jobs over a year. I totally relate. Yeah, absolutely. So good. Yeah, so for the first couple of years in my business, although, you know, like I started my business for all of these reasons, really great reasons. The first couple of years of my business, I felt like I was only living and experiencing a watered down version of all 4 of these, or like not actually receiving any of these. Oh, 10 years. Oh, dang. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. And yeah, so of these desires that I listed above, like, it hit me after, a couple years. I was like, wait a minute, I started my business for these reasons. Why don't I feel this way? Am I not creating this way? Why am I not working this way? So this is what my life looked like. It's, uncomfortable, but I think it's important to acknowledge, because I actually avoided it. I avoided to even acknowledge how I was feeling, how I was creating, how I was working, because I had this mindset of like, okay, I created this freedom lifestyle. I created this business that is my purpose. Like, I gotta stay focused on this and not think about, what's actually happening, right? I was like in this illusion that was keeping me on the treadmill. So I felt overworked, super anxious. I didn't sleep very well. I felt like I was undercharging. And when I received my payment from my clients, I think Jen Sincero phrased this perfectly. When I received my payment, the payment from my clients, it felt like I was being handed a soggy napkin because it just like wasn't equivalent to how much energy I was putting into it. So that feeling like really resonated with me. I didn't know my potential. I really didn't. I didn't think that I was enough just to who I was. I was constantly like over-giving and over-serving and overdoing everything. I was weighed down by imposter syndrome, constantly feeling like, who am I to do this? Am I actually qualified for this? And I'd like second guess and question everything and like triple check everything, like from Instagram posts to emails to the depth of the content that I made in my courses. It was such a hassle. Like, it was just such a burden. It felt so contracting. I worked really, 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 really hard in my business, like 60 to 70 hours a week, and I saw little traction. I was giving my everything. I was draining my cup. I was like overdoing it, trying to make it work because it was so important to me. And even though my clients were getting and experiencing life-changing results, and they would rant and rave about their experience with me on social media or to their family and friends and refer me to people, it still wasn't enough for me to believe it. Like, I felt like I had to work really hard to be worthy. So that's how I felt. The way I created, well, I kind of described it a little bit. I was posting every day because I had to. I was following the shoulds. Like, I followed the like Instagram audience strategies and how to like build an audience. I only created courses based on what other people asked me to make. I created content out of production, just like producing to like be seen more. I was following strategies as opposed to following my inspiration. It was like creation from production, not from inspiration. And that is just such a that's like the opposite of freedom, right? Like, if you listen, like if I relist the 4 reasons why I started my business, this is the way I was acting, creating, feeling was not encompassing that at all. And like I said, I worked over 60 hours a week. In fact, like, I was too embarrassed to actually add up how many hours I was working a week, because yeah, I knew it was more than I wanted, and I knew it was anything like but freedom. Like, I was really sucked all in. So having the time to process this and diagnose this, I was able to break it down into some key points. And if you resonate so far with my story of like how I was running my business, my desire of running my business, listen up, because this diagnosis that I found may be really supportive for you in diagnosing what's going on in your business that might be keeping you from flowing in freedom and the fullest expression of your purpose through your purpose-driven business. Oh, I love this. I'm reading the comments here. Yes, making money as a reflection of energy is the only way I desire to live now. Oh, I love that, Amanda. I knew I had something much bigger needed fulfillment, challenges, and excitement. Oh, I entirely relate. I agree. Yeah, you are a deep, you are an old soul and here to make lots of change. I can feel that. Okay, so the diagnosis. The diagnosis broke down into like, they kind of all go together. I'd say 4 main categories. Ultimately, it was a lack of confidence and understanding in my full worth. And second, It was my lack of trust which ultimately led me to lead with my ego. And so before I go into like what leading with my ego looked like, I want to actually break down and describe to you what the function of your ego is, so you understand it isn't from this like vain place, but understanding the function of the ego so you can more deeply understand the nuance of what I'm expressing when I say leading from your ego versus your soul. So your ego is a function of your subconscious mind that gathers data and puts things into what I like to think of as like putting things into boxes. So we categorize things, and when we act, we pull from these boxes subconsciously, pull from these boxes of what we've observed, whether we've consciously observed it or learned it, or it's just like mindless scrolling or a subconscious like storage. You know, we're constantly gathering data, we're constantly, whatever we're exposed to, like we're storing it. And the ego has it all organized perfectly like a good Virgo would. And so the ego's job when it tries to solve, it like wants to step up and solve problems. It is here to like take over, make sure everything's secure and safe, and it's pulling from what it has done before or seen before. And so for me, as somebody who is, I guess like I'll go into this in a bit. Somebody who is spiritual and like leads my life with my soul, it's amazing that this was so easy to fall into. It was so easy to fall into leading with my soul in my business. And so let me describe what that looks like if that's still like unclear for you. It looked like, this is embarrassing, but looking what other people are doing in the industry and how they were growing their business and attracting clients or like sharing their unique gifts, like how they did it, kind of containers they were creating, and I would copy their strategy. I'm like, oh, that's working for them, I'm gonna try that out. And I did that a ton. Like, you guys, how much I worked on just looking at other people are doing and seeing like their method and their strategy, and like joining like freebies and stuff just to see their like funnel. Like, I did so much of that when I started my business. It was so much energy and effort, and it was kind of pointless because that's their strategy and that wasn't going to work for me. But I didn't get it, you know. I was still gathering data, trying to understand how to run a business. So yeah, ultimately the reason that I like defaulted into leading with my ego is that I had this lack of trust in, lack of trust. Let me just say that. And this is what it looks like tangibly. I felt the pressure of my business. I felt the pressure of making my business successful. And I leaned hard on my logical mind because it felt safe. You know, strategy and structure and seeing what other people have done, that felt really safe. And I was like, okay, well, if they're doing it, I want the quickest way to my success. So like, I'm just going to like do what other people are doing, learn the strategy, and then I'll be good, right? Then I'll have my freedom. I didn't trust myself for my intuition, which like I've been a channel my whole life, and I have been honing and refining my gift of channeling for over a decade. So for me to not trust my intuition or channeling is actually like mind-boggling because I've led my whole life. Like, I have moved to places I've never even been before because my guides told me to, with no backing or anything. I just trusted. So for my business for me to default into not trusting my intuition, not trusting myself, and just like fully leaning on my like logical mind and my ego was a really good indicator that I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe in my business. I was too scared and put too much pressure on it to trust in something that wasn't backed by evidence. And so if you're relating to me, if you're an intuitive person, highly sensitive, empath, channel, and you found yourself like leaning in your logical mind and growing your business, it's because your nervous system was triggered in a way that dysregulated you. It made you feel not safe in your business, so that you had to lean on something that is evidence-based, that is backed by evidence, instead of trusting what you know is always right. Like, your intuition, your channeling is always right, but it doesn't feel safe. And if you haven't seen it before, it doesn't feel safe to try it out. So the The last bit of diagnosis that I can say that I fell into was self-doubt. The lack of trust in myself spiraled me into not trusting my intuition, right? But also not trusting my inspiration. So I wouldn't post things when I was inspired. I only posted what I felt like would help me grow my business. I wouldn't act in ways in my business that were from a place of pleasure or joy or ease or channeling. It was all like very strategic, very logical, very like hustle and grind focused, and like overly masculine. In this, only showing a bit of myself and having such like such self-doubt, I filtered myself. I over-edited my posts. I was hyper vigilant on every email, made sure I didn't have anything spelt wrong. By the way, I'm dyslexic, so it was a lot of pressure. I only showed up as a filtered version of me because I was scared of people seeing my full self. Like, I didn't share that I spoke light language and did light codes, even though it was like a foundational piece of my business, until like 18 months into my business. Because I was scared, I was worried that I was going to scare people away, that it was going to be too out there or too woo. I also wouldn't even have a story with my hair up in a bun. Because I was like, oh, it's unprofessional or it doesn't look good. I had to be Instagram perfect. And the same thing would play out in my course content. My courses were stressful to make. Even though the idea was channeled through, my logical mind came in and took over. And I would be like fully immersed in this experience of like hypervigilance, making sure nothing is missing, having all the pieces, because I didn't want to lack any information or have someone call me out. Like I was in such doubt, and that really locked me into perfectionism. I hid parts of myself, like I said, like I was trying to be socially acceptable. I of course undercharged because I was like, oh, who am I to do this? Am I really worth this? Well, this is what people will pay. And man, it drained me. How could I possibly grow any business when my energy was continuously and exponentially decreasing? So if you're relating to any of these things, let me know, because we get caught up in this belief that if we just follow the hustle and grind and we work really hard right now first, then it's going to pay off and we'll have the freedom later. But the truth of the matter is who we are being, what we are embodying, how we're showing up from our intrinsic motivation is how our reality is going to look. So hustle and grind isn't going to bring you to trust and flow and freedom. It's only going to bring you more hustle and grind because it's a frequency that you are investing in. A frequency that you're investing in. So how you're showing up now in your business, even if you're making $0, that is the frequency you're investing in, and that is the foundational vibration, the pillars that are holding your business up. So now I'm going to go into what needs to shift. So if you related to anything that I've shared so far of my diagnosis, you're going to want to hear what needs to shift, because this is what you can start shifting now in your business so that you can start accessing that flow state, start accessing that freedom, start feeling safe in your business instead of feeling like all of the pressure, right? Okay, let me read these comments. 100% me. I always overload my courses with too much. I relate so deeply. Yeah, definitely. Your vulnerability is your strength. You saying these things remind me of that. Oh, thank you so much, Abby. Thank you for your honesty. This resonates so much. I'm coming out of a life of self-doubt and inviting my intuition to fully take its place now that I can hold my own energy. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Amanda. Yes. Even if you're making $0. Yes. Yes. And honestly, I can say this honestly, looking back at everything that I've done and what actually allowed me to start making 5-figure months, consistent 5-figure months, was creating this shift. Period. When I started being the person who was making consistent 5-figure months, that's when I started making it, not the other way around. I didn't start making it first and then I became the person. No, I made the conscious shifts first. Worked on my energy, worked on my thoughts, worked on my embodiment, worked on my money stories, worked on embodying abundance and who I was in that space of freedom and flow. And I worked on that, embodied that every single day. It only took 30 days when doing that embodiment work that I started making 5-figure months and never came back down. So it doesn't have to take you forever, even though that is the convincing story from your ego. Like, oh, well, if you like chill now and just flow, you don't know how long it's going to take. And we're trying to speed up this process. False. It's so false. It's incredible the convincing stories we have that keep us from like actualizing the quickest timeline to our desires. Okay, so what needs to shift? One, first and foremost, you gotta feel safe in your business. You gotta feel safe in your business. If you don't feel safe in your business, you're already gonna be working from a dysregulated nervous system state, and that alters your vibrational frequency. It's hard to access and embody and emanate your soul's vibration, your essence, if your nervous system's dysregulated. You're going to be acting from survival mode. Your ego is going to work on overdrive. You're not going to trust your intuition, your channeling, and you're absolutely not going to follow something that isn't backed by evidence. So you got to feel safe in your business. And one of the best ways that helped me in this, that released the weight off my shoulders of all that pressure, was connecting with my spirit team. So meeting my spirit team. And if you are new to following me and you don't know what that means, your spirit team is the collective of guides that are in whose entire mission is to work with you in leading your purpose. They're here to lead the mission that you came into this lifetime to lead. You're just the three-dimensional human team member moving this through, but you have a whole team of three-dimensional, higher dimensional beings that are here to support you in doing that. You're not alone. So right off the bat, you can take that pressure and that weight off your shoulders and throw it up to them, put it on the table. I think of it as like we're sitting at a round table and we're all working on leading this mission together. So that's your opportunity to take the weight off. This is not only on you. You have a whole team of high dimensional beings supporting you in leading this mission because it's their mission too. Okay. The second is strengthen your confidence. Confidence isn't just something that you're born with. It's something that you attune to, you grow in. It's a frequency that you embody. So strengthening your confidence in yourself, your abilities, and your worth, your gifts, your unique gifts, they are special, your offerings, your authenticity, and of course, your intuition and channeling. If you start with any one of these things, you're already working on embodying the frequency of confidence. And it is a ripple effect. Start in one area and it's magnetic. You're going to follow suit in all of the other areas. So whatever one of those that I spoke on feels the easiest to you right now, or feels the most exciting, or feels like the closest, work on that one. You're going to create a ripple effect in all of these other areas. And 3, what needs to shift, and if you haven't already picked up on this, here it is, laid out for you. It's shifting leading your business and ultimately your life from your ego to your soul. And living in devotion to that, and choosing every single day, multiple times during your business day, back to your soul and leading from your soul, not your ego. This takes some reconditioning, reprogramming here, especially if you've been in business for more than a year. You got a bit to rework, and that's okay. And, oh my gosh, the freedom that you're going to feel, the inspiration, the creativity, the flow, the abundance, the ability to be yourself, to not have the pressure, to not freak out about perfectionism or over-serving or getting handed a soggy napkin as a payment. It gets to be easeful and pleasurable and joyous and ignite the wildest amount of freedom that you have always desired. I'm living proof of it. I'm not special. I just found a different way that wasn't the old paradigm. And I know if you're here, you know that you are a leader of the new paradigm, and this is for you. This is your shift. So this is the process that I guide empath business owners in, because this is the work that I wish I would have known in the beginning. I would have saved myself a lot of health issues and time and stress and, wear and tear on my body. And I currently have 2 powerful containers in which I share this in. The second one that I'm going to be sharing has never been announced publicly yet. This is my newest container that channeled through me a little bit ago that I've been sitting with and sinking in with the details and waiting for my spirit team to let me know when to share it. And like I said earlier, they're telling me to share it now. And I'm really excited about that. So first, you probably have already seen me talk about Soul-Led Business Mastermind. If you haven't, I love this container so much. Soul-Led Business Mastermind is for the empath business owner ready to lead from their soul, ready to scale their business with ease and pleasure instead of force and hustle. It is for the coaches, the healers, the creators, the change makers who are ready to make more and work less. So that means, of course, make more money, but it means making more of a positive impact, making more space in their schedule, making more creatively inspired content, making more time to luxuriate themselves, making more opportunities, doing what they love with people they love, that inspire them, that light them up. And of course, working less, but that means working less hard at converting clients, working less energetically in their launches, working less from their shoulds and the right way, and they have to, and the strategy, and sinking into their soul-led strategy, trusting their intuition and their channeling that comes through, that guides them in their aligned actions. Working less at pushing through resistance, like feeling like they're pushing a boulder up the wall, like up the mountain, and feeling like they're doing all the things and not seeing the results. It's also working less in crafting a business structure that is sustainable and easeful, not one that has a trajectory of burnout. So inside Soul-Led Business Mastermind is all of the things. It has business strategy in it. There's healing work in it. There's channeling. There's developing your gifts. It's all the things. We provide empaths with the tools, the rituals, the practices, and the resources to make their business work for them instead of feeling like they're trapped within it, so they can actually access the freedom that's possible. We provide the mentorship, like I said, the healing space, and the opportunity to gain clarity on their business so that they can scale their business to 5-figure months with ease. When I mean clarity on their business, I mean it's for the person who has offerings and knows that there's something more that wants to channel through, whether a new way of sharing that offering, or they're at the precipice of their next level and they know that there's something new that wants to be birthed through them. Plus, we hold an expansive community space filled with other intuitives and channels and just badass leaders that just being in that space alone is so expansive. As something I'm so grateful for, I attracted the most incredible clients. Like, they all blow my mind. And when they come together, magic happens. Magic happens. You can ask any client in any container. It is profound what happens when you bring such powerful leaders together, witnessing the timelines collapse and the quantum leaps happen together. So that container is for established business owners who are ready to scale and evolve and break out of the old way and find their new way of leading with their soul, who desires to be scaling to 5-figure months and beyond. And if you're not quite there in your business and you are if you're a spiritual service-based business currently at year 1 to 3, and you resonate a lot with the confidence and the self-doubt portion of my story, struggling with the self-doubt, maybe wanting to ignite your business to its fullest blossom, I invite you to listen to the details of my newest container. I'm so excited! Drum roll, please. I'm gonna just drink this to get the excitement up. Okay. The newest container is another mastermind container called RADIANCE Mastermind. It is a 4 months confidence mastermind for you to anchor into the frequency of confidence. Confidence in yourself, your gifts. Thank you for the drum roll, Amanda. Your offerings, your authentic expression, a space to feel confident in claiming who you are and the power of your medicine. It's a space to gain confidence in your soul's potential success and honoring your intuition over your ego. So this 4 month mastermind is for you if you desire to be seen more by aligned clients, to refine your current offering and business strategy. Maybe you already know what your gifts are and you want to play with how you want to be sharing that, or you are in the process of developing a new offering. This is a space to further hone and develop your spiritual gifts. This is something that I absolutely love working with empaths and intuitives with. I work with one-on-one clients and supporting them in developing their channel. And this work I bring into all of my containers. So this mastermind, you'll be receiving from me spiritual mentorship and supporting you in that, as well as channeling, and containers for you to deepen your work and try out different avenues of your gifts as you hone and refine what you already are doing and how you currently facilitate and share those things. Healing, channeling work, whatever it might be. This is for you if you desire the freedom to be yourself in your business. Your whole self, unfiltered, taking off your mask, not creating from production, but moving from inspiration and being your full, authentic self. Fully and completely, waving your freak flag, right? And knowing that you're attracting in and trusting that you're attracting in aligned clients and not repelling people away. Like feeling really confident in you. Feeling like you have so much freedom to just share whatever you want to be sharing. And if you desire to feel expansive with the money that you're receiving, aka you're charging your worth, not receiving soggy napkins anymore. Okay, yeah, and of course, confidence to create from inspiration. So if either of these masterminds resonated with you, or you're just feeling the pull to work with me more deeply, DM me. Let me know that what your soul is expressing, what your soul is yearning for. Let me know what mastermind is calling your name or what's tugging your heart. I'm happy to hold you and support you and answer any questions and to see if working together is a good fit. And now, final thing before I close this call, the raffle. So if you signed up on my mailing list for this training, your name is automatically put on the raffle list. And I have the names here. One second, I'm gonna open them up. And I'm gonna put them in the, what's this thing called? Random name picker. Bear with me, my computer's very slow. I'll take another drum roll. So the raffle prize, as I mentioned earlier, is a one-on-one session with me. It's a $500 value. And inside this session, you will have the space to diagnose what is out of alignment in your business. You'll be able to ask any question, business related, love life, personal life, whatever, related, and receive clear channeling. We will channel in maybe a bit more clarity on where you're at in your business and aligned action steps of what's next. You can use this space to channel in your aligned clients and see what it is that they need to be hearing from you to make that energetic connection with them. So the sessions are, I like to see, I call them the business channeling sessions. And so if you don't want to use them for business, that's okay. But I love to be able to be your liaison between your spirit team and you so that you can get that clear communication and begin to lead with your soul and make inspiring impact. Okay, I got all the names down. Pick your random name. And the winner is, will it show me? Amanda. Amanda, are you the same Amanda that's on the mailing list? I don't know. I will send an email out. So whoever the winner is, I have your email. I'm going to send you a email congratulating you, and I'll send you a link to set up your call. Yay! Yay! All right. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you for being present here with me, for listening to my story, for interacting with me. I absolutely love to share in this way and to connect deeply. Leave a comment if you're watching the replay. Let me know your thoughts on this training, what you related to, what moved you. And of course, if you're feeling in vibrational resonance with working with me, whether in the Soul-Led Mastermind or the Radiance Mastermind, or just want to connect with me, I invite you into my DMs. Come hang out with me. I'll probably send you a voice note because I like speaking over typing. Okay, love you. Bye. Thank you for this live. So grateful. You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome, Abby. Yes. Oh, goodbye, everyone.